50-ish. All right, and I just bring it back. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zero out where I just made my last cut, so I have reference to that. So I'm going to zero out my cross slide at 0, and I'm going to zero out my travidile at 0. We're going to back this away. And looking at our blueprint, what we're trying to achieve here is we want to see a diameter at the angle here where it intersects of 5/8 of an inch. So that intersection point and that intersection needs to be 5/8. 5/8 translates to 625 thousandths of an inch. So that's our number. So I'm going to measure it with my caliper. And this won't be a perfect science. You'll learn a better way to measure this once you take it out of the machine. But right now we're going to get ourselves close. And I just take this caliper and just kind of eyeball where that angle is at to that face. And hopefully you can kind of see this. I'm going to say I'm about 760, we'll just say 765. So 765 is where I'm currently at. So on the calculator, 0.765 minus 625, because that's where I want to be. I'm 140 thousandths, 0.140, remember, 140 thousandths off. I'm too large. Large is the way to be. So I want to go smaller. So I'm going to move this back to exactly where my cut was at. How do I know where that is? Whenever this lines up to 0. And there it is, 0, 0. And I didn't move this, so that's still at 0. And now, if I would run this across there, that's exactly where I made my cut at. Well, I know right now that it is 140 thousandths too big. So I'm going to go here and make an adjustment on my cross slide, which adjusts diameter. And I'm going to make that, I'm going to do 2 passes. I'm going to do one at 100 thousandths, and I'm going to do the second one at 40 thousandths. And when I get to that second one, I will slow my feed rate down because I want to get a nice finish. And that should set us at diameter. So RPM's up. Everything's exactly where I just made my last cut. And I took my measurement. I'm going to move this in, 25, 50, 75, and 100. And I will go here, a little bit of coolant. And this is still roughing across there. This is my final rough cut. So cut all the way across. You want to make sure you get all the way through that diameter. Okay, then we'll come back. We're going to make one more final adjustment to 40 thousandths. So there's 25, 30, 35, and 40. From there, this is my final cut. This time I'm going to go a little bit slower on this so I get a nice finish. And I don't want to stop. If I do stop or dwell, I will get a nice line in there, which I don't want. Trying to be consistent. And there we are. So we have our diameter there, and we can go back and check this roughly. And it's a little bit fun to see, but boy, I'd say we're pretty close. So that's how you can cut an angle with the compound and get your finished dimension. All right.